sometimes when we're trying to find slope, we're asked to find slope and we're given a graph. Now on a graph, you have ordered pairs, so if you want to use the slope formula for a graph also, you can do that. On this one, you would use the ordered pair -4, 1, and the second ordered pair would be 2, +2. And you would just use these 2 points with the formula. Same thing here. This one would be at 0, 3, and this one is at 4, -2. So you could use these 2 points with the formula to find the slope as well. But you don't have to use the formula. What you could also do is count the rise over run. Rise over run. The rise is the same thing as the change in the y values. So what's going to happen is we're going to draw a slope triangle from one point to the next. I'm going to go ahead and start at this lower point, and I'm going to draw a triangle so that it connects the bottom point with the top point. Okay, after I've drawn my triangle, I want to find the change in the y values. So remember, the y values are on this axis. And so the change in the y values from this point to this point, I had to go up 1. This point is at a +1 on the y-axis. This point is at a +2. So I had to go up 1. When you go up, it's positive. If I had to go down, that would be negative. Okay? Then the run is equal to the change in the x values. So when we change x values, that's this axis. And so from this point to this point, I would go from a -4 here to a +2. So I'm going to count. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from -4 to +2, I had to go to the right 6. When you go to the right, the numbers are getting bigger, so we're going to make this +6. So if I go up, that's positive, down is negative, right is positive, left is negative, from one point to the next. Okay, so I'm almost finished. My slope is then equal to the change in the y values, which is 1, divided by the change in the x values, which is 6. Both numbers are positive, so the slope of this line is +1/6. If you want to try the next example on your own, you can pause the video here and come back. Okay, so let's try the second one. Here's one of the ordered pairs, and here's the other one. I like to go from the lower point to the higher point, but it doesn't actually matter. You can go from the high point to the low one also. So I'm going to draw myself a slope triangle. Connecting one point to the next. Then I'm going to find my change in y values and my change in x values. So from this point, which is at a -2, to this point, which is at a +3, I had to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And since I'm going up, it's a +5. So this is my change in y values. The change in x values, the x values go from a +4 with this point to a 0 at this point. So over, I would have to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And because I'm going to the left, I'm going to put -4 because to the left, we write negative. Okay, so I have my change in y, that's +5, and I have my change in x, that's -4. So I'm going to divide them, the change in y divided by the change in x. And remember, we don't like to put the negative in the denominator, so I'm actually going to move it so that the negative is just off to the side. So negative 5 over 4 would be my final answer here. And I can tell also this line increases from left to right, so my slope should be positive. It's going up from left to right. This line goes down from left to right. So this line I know should definitely be negative. This one goes down, negative. This one goes up, positive. Okay, so that's my slope of each of these two lines. You can also see slope tells you how steep the line is. 1/6 is smaller than 5/4, so this line is much flatter, flat, steep, flat, steep. So this one is flatter than this one because this number is smaller than this number.